cycle 2, day 4, and earn the right. We're gonna start the day with sprints. Every cycle, day 4 is gonna be sprint work to start the day and box jumps. And then we're gonna go into some sort of gymnastics movement and then finish the day with threshold training. So today, we're gonna start with resisted sprints. We're adding one more set than last week, pushing a sled. If you don't have a sled, you can use alternatives. You can drag a plate behind you if you have some sort of strap to attach to it. You can buy those like parachutes for pretty cheap. They're like 20 bucks. If you want to attach to your waist, parachute runs behind you. Use a band, do something resisted where you're pushing against weight. After you do that, we're gonna go straight into some shuttle sprints. So the shuttle sprints are gonna be 100 yards total, 3 sets. We're gonna go 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards. The purpose with this is to stay low and change the direction. We're working on that skill, as well as obviously sprinting as fast as we can through each cut. But it's not supposed to be a conditioning piece. It's not the primary goal. The goal is that change the direction and quick explosion out of each hole, but still go fast. It should be hard. You should be breathing heavy. Full recovery, 60 to 90 seconds is what I mean by full recovery. Just getting that heart rate down and then send it again. Immediately after those sprints, we're gonna go into box jumps again. Again, box jumps are not meant to be a conditioning or as fast as possible. Each rep should be perfect. We're working on the skill of a box jump, getting that explosion vertical up onto a box. So set the box height a little higher than last week. I'm going to 30 inches, and the goal is just to get up from the ground, up on top of the box as quick as you can, and as perfect as you can, keep them in perfect form. So maintain a tight core. Don't let everything go. If you're loose on everything except for your feet exploding out of the floor, that's how people hurt their back on box jumps, which is just the craziest thing in the world. That it's even possible, but it is. So keep everything tight, explode as fast as you can, as hard as you can, through the floor, straight up onto the box. Once those box jumps are done, we go into our gymnastics piece for the day. Today's gymnastics piece is an L-sit. So L-sits are challenging because they require a lot of strength. So if you cannot do a traditional L-sit, there's alternatives in the program. Each step, do whatever one you can do, and then work your way up through the progression throughout the program. So the goal is to use parallettes, which I'll show you in a second. 3 sets of 15 to 25 seconds each, keep in perfect form so legs are locked straight ahead, keeping that nice 90 degrees or up higher, but not letting them fall. If they start to fall, then lower the time down a little bit to maintain perfect reps every time. And then as we do this throughout the program, try and add more time or more resistance in some way. It's an 8-minute cap on that block, so you have 8 minutes to get those 3 sets in, rest as much as needed between sets. And then after that, we go straight into the threshold piece to finish the day. For the threshold piece, I want you guys to do something where you're off of your legs, meaning I don't want it to be running. The reason for that is we already taxed our legs at the beginning of this day with the sprints and also the box jumps. And tomorrow we have dynamic effort lower body. So I want to keep the legs somewhat fresh so we can hit that with the full intention tomorrow. So no running, use an echo bike, use a rower, ski erg, whatever you got as far as a machine, but don't run. Your goal is to choose a pace that's comfortably hard that you can barely hold for that full 28 minutes. That's why it's called threshold. It's like the limit that you can actually maintain for an extended period of time. So if you have more to give more. We're trying to find what our threshold is and also increase that floor. So last cycle was our first exposure to this, where we set a baseline essentially. So this cycle, our goal is to exceed what we did last cycle. So whether it's calories or RPMs or meters, whatever you're doing, make sure you do more this week. So maintain it. Don't just send it at the very end and get those extra calories in then. I want it to be a consistent pace throughout the entire 28 minutes, but more work output than last week. Make sure you log everything in Train Heroic. When we log it in Train Heroic, then the next time we do this workout, it's gonna tell us exactly what we did the last time. So you'll notice this cycle, when you go in to log this workout, you'll notice that it brings up last cycle's workout and it tells you exactly what you did, what your notes were, so that this cycle, I can build on top of that and not have to guess. We know exactly what we did last time, so we know exactly what we have to hit this cycle. That's honestly the biggest key in fitness, is actually tracking and improving our results. So if you don't track it, how do you know you're getting better? You're going off of feel. I think I did this last time. No, we need to know. We need to know exactly what did we do last time and what do I need to do this time to do better. It's pretty easy. We just have to actually track the numbers and identify it. All right, last cycle, did 342 calories, and then my average was 59. My max was 67, so we got 2 wins this week. 1, calories are up just a little bit. My cadence, the average and the max are pretty tight. A 63 came right at the end. I got a little excited, but it's good. It's a win. That's what I'm trying to get. The goal is these 2 numbers to match and this one to go up. Matthew chapter 7, starting at about verse 24. Jesus is talking. He tells a story that we all know. He talks about a wise man who built his foundation on the rock and a foolish man who didn't, and what happened to both. We know that rock is Jesus. We should be building our foundation on that. And the principle for life is that you've got to have a foundation where when the moment comes, when the rain comes, you'll fall apart. Guys, hope is not preparation. You've got to train before you need it. The reality is this: God isn't in the business of handouts. He rewards hard work. It's a principle throughout the entire Bible. God expects you to do your part, and he'll build the rest. So that when that moment comes in life where you're needed, or what he's given you is being called upon, you can rest easy knowing that he's got your back because you did what you were supposed to do up until that point. The principle we should live our life on is to work, to have, to give. That's a principle that God has set forth. You have to do your part. You have to do the work so that you have to give. Confidence is extremely important. Confidence, not cockiness. But confidence isn't something that you just create in the moment. It's a receipt for hard work already done. So that's a wrap on day 4, cycle 2. We'll see you guys tomorrow for day 5.